Hi everyone, I'm Zelda, the famous fortune teller. In today's video, I'm going to look into my crystal ball and find out what tables Bonnie has created. You don't want to miss it. Hi, I'm Bonnie Overman. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope my channel will inspire you to lead a more productive, creative, and stylish life. At any age, always on a budget. You know I'm going to be 74 this month, and I just say it because if I can do it, I know you can do it too. At any age, I have confidence in you. I want to thank all my wonderful friends, all my dear sweet subscribers that take the time to watch my videos and comment. It really, really touches my heart. And if you haven't subscribed yet, consider doing so. You don't want to miss all these costumes, all the spooky fun, and then Christmas, every month a different theme. I think you're going to at least get some enjoyment out of it. It's pure hilarious entertainment. And if you like this, please give me a thumbs up. It does help my channel. So I am Zelda. This is my crystal ball I look into to see what the future brings. And what do I see? It's very unclear. I see Madame Leota. What is she doing in my crystal ball? Oh, you're looking for the ghost host. I'm sorry, sweetheart. That was many videos ago. You're a little bit late to the show, but maybe between my powers and Madame Leota's powers, we can bring the tablescapes up and I can tell you what they're going to be because you don't want to miss these spooky tables. Let's take a look here. There's one all in black and white with white little ghost pumpkins that you can make into a Thanksgiving table. Ah, very clever. There's one all about the witches, Bonnie's witches, Henrietta and Hilda. And there's a vintage table with vintage looking pumpkins. You don't want to miss it, all in orange and black. And the grand finale will be Wicked, all in black and pink and green. Madame Leota and I think it's going to be a smashing success. All of us fortune tellers, we stick together. All right, Madame Leota, I'm going to send you back to the Haunted Mansion. You know, the rides are going and they're going to miss you. I hope you love this. I hope you got so inspired. Wait till you see my tables, and I'm going to see you in the next spooky video. Bye. Welcome to my spooky tablescapes. The fortune teller Zelda pictured them, and I created them for you. The first one here is a vintage style tablescape. I wanted to include all the little vintage pieces I have. Now you recognize the tablecloth. This was in my classic Halloween dining room, which I am right now. I've taken everything else down to do tablescapes for you. And I have my two candlesticks with my Dollar Tree yard stakes, taken off the stakes, and I just have a pipe cleaner taped on, so I just connected them to my candlestick. I have a wood slice with one of my vintage looking pumpkins with a crow on top. And then I have these two pieces from, I believe, Home Goods. I'm thinking they're from Home Goods, and the little cat from Dollar Tree. I thought this was so cute. I kind of want to redo the little ruff that she has around there. Anyway, all orange, black, and white. The vintage looking faces on all of the little creatures on the table. And then to bring those colors and feel back to the actual table setting, I have that woven rope mat, my fluted black charger. Remember, this is from Hobby Lobby. They should have them right now. My black and white check plate. I love this napkin. It reminds me of eyeballs. Very abstract, though. And then I have one of my little soup tureens. And so we can have pumpkin soup in the little tureen there, but it's all in black, white, and orange. Everyday faux ivory silverware and glasses. I love to stem glass. I try to use those as much as I can. Makes everything feel a little special. Okay, now we are going to take a step away from this spooky vintage tablescape, and we're going to see what Henrietta has planned for her tablescape. You know the fancy witch I have? I think she has a fancy tablescape ahead. Let's take a look. Welcome, my little pretties. Won't you come in for a spell and a bite or two? This table is all about Henrietta, the fancy witch, and she's put together a table that is quite spellbinding. She has her witch's handbook. Here she is with her broom and her potion bottles. Her friendly frogs, you know, witches love frogs. Here's one trying to escape. He thinks he might be the next one in the big bubbling cauldron. A poison apple or two, some raffia, and purple crushed velvet tablecloth to go with my fancy witch. She loves purple and greens and taffeta and silk and all the beautiful colors. So how did we bring all of this over to the plates? We started with that same rough rope placemat. I love texture. I brought texture into this with the raffia and of course her broom. And so that kind of matches her broom. A black fluted charger. I think you'll use these even at Christmas. Purple melamine plate. My same eyeball napkin. Just to bring the touch of orange in. I wanted to play up the black and the purple. And then this apothecary salad plate or dessert plate I got at Home Goods. What a fetching table. Perfect for a very fancy witch that has spells to make and frogs to boil. We'll say goodbye to Henrietta. And next we are off to a little pumpkin patch. Oh, but it's got lots of ghosts in it. Let's take a look. Welcome to the spooky ghost pumpkin patch. Yes, my friends, these are all ghost pumpkins, but they're really ghosts. Look at their cute little faces. All right, you guys, if you have any little pumpkins, most of these are painted white. They were turquoise or some weird color. Paint them white, and you just cut out little eyes and a scary boo mouth and just glue them on. You can rip them right off. So if you take away the little eyes and mouth off of these and take away the two ghosts, you have a cute Thanksgiving table. And then just load it up with some other pumpkins and some leaves and you are good to go. Now I wanted to make this all black and white. You know I had to add my raffia for some texture, and it kind of loosens up the centerpiece a little bit to put something flowy and kind of wild in it. You could use moss, you could use all kinds of things. But to bring this black and white, adorable spookiness over here, I used my same rope placemat, the same one, the black fluted charger also, my black and white check plates, and I use this apothecary jar salad plate because it has black and white. My whole theme is black and white with a touch of kind of a sand tone in the raffia and in the placemat, and that gives the texture. And I threw in a black and white check napkin. Why not? Remember, you can mix checks. Make sure one's a lot bigger than the other one, okay? And to mix the check with something, you can also mix it with a floral. In other words, this is called a geometric print. So you'd want something like this that's kind of all over, florals, swirls, paisley. You can always put it with a check as long as the colors coordinate. That's my rule of thumb, but mix your scale of your check. Black and white, oh, so cute. Now you could add an accent color. Let's say you're into pink this year. You could do pink bows on all the ghosts. How cute would that be? And a pink napkin. You could do orange. You could do green. You could use yellow. You can use anything you like to give a pop of color to this. But I wanted to keep it real simple, showing you can just do black and white as long as the whites are spooky ghost pumpkins. Are you ready for my grand finale? It's very wicked. Let's take a look. Welcome to my grand finale, and it has to be wicked. This was my theme for Halloween this year for my table that I won Best of Show at LA County Fair. And I had to put together one last tablescape for Halloween about Wicked. And I had so much fun doing this. You all, we have black as a background, but pink and green I love together. And I had so much fun bringing out pink roses and greenery for Halloween. I started with my little, I guess it's a little cake stand, and I have my crystal ball, and you can see that Glenda's in it and her beautiful dress. I kind of draped some greenery around it, and I just surrounded her with all the little potion bottles I made, both for her and Elphaba. You can see I have those on this side. I included her bubbles. That's a big part of, I think, the second movie. Roses, greenery, and there's the Grimoire book, and there is Elphaba's bottle that her mother drank that green stuff out of. And how did I bring that over? Well, I had some pink chargers. I forgot I had those. And I had stuck away because they're mainly for spring, but I thought, oh no, this is the time. So I brought out my pink chargers. I don't remember where I got these. I'm thinking it was probably either Hobby Lobby or Home Goods, maybe Walmart. My green melamine dish from Dollar Tree. I had a pink napkin from my tablescape. And I wanted to include a little bit of Elphaba. You know, Elphaba loves her flowers. I had this under a cloche. This is a little specimen flower that she has put together. And I think that was the perfect marriage of the glam and the organic or earthiness of Elphaba. Anyway, I really love this. How beautiful to do a little girlfriend party, or if one of your friends is having a birthday party and she loves Wicked, why not do the whole theme with Wicked with black and pink and green? And of course, we're going to see the second movie here in November. So now it's time to say goodbye to all my Halloween tablescapes. I hope you loved them. I hope you got so inspired. Look for at least 3 more in November for Thanksgiving. And I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye.